Hey, what is up guys? Welcome to another episode of AGR Tech 1, and in this video I'm going to be showing you all how to install and run Windows XP on your Android device. Windows XP, despite being discontinued earlier this year, is still one of the most commonly used operating systems in the world. Yep, it still is. Despite its release in 2001, Windows XP still powers many computers around the world and is by far the most popular operating system that Microsoft ever released. So what about running it on your Android device? Well, this is something that most people would say is not possible. However, in this video, I'm going to be showing you all how to run Windows XP on your Android device. Keep in mind that it has no practicality whatsoever, so don't expect to be playing games or even browsing the internet because it is extremely slow. So the only thing that you're going to need for this project is an Android device. Keep in mind that you will need to have a decent Android phone, so if you have a really old device, then this is probably not going to work for you, and you're going to need to have at least 512 megabytes of RAM. So for this I have my HTC Desire over here, running on a custom KitKat ROM over here, as you guys can see. But this should work for pretty much any Android phone, at least has more than 512 megabytes. Keep in mind that both operating systems do need a set amount of RAM in order to run. So if you have not enough RAM and insufficient RAM, what happens is when you go to run XP, it'll crash your phone. So that's no fun. So what you need to do is make sure you have a decent device. So now what I'm going to do is I'm going to go ahead and connect up the phone to the PC. So go ahead and do that. Alright, so once your phone is connected, you want to turn on USB storage. So scroll down, go to USB, and turn on USB storage. Alright, so once that's done, you should see a picture like this. And close out and power off the device and put it aside, and I'll switch over and come back once I'm on the computer. Next is a step that can simply not go wrong, and that is to visit my website, downdroidfiles.weebly.com. Once you go to my site, just click here for downloads, and it'll take you to the downloads page. At the time of the video, I have not uploaded the files yet. However, once this video is on YouTube, I will have the files on my site. Simply scroll down until you see the tab which will say Windows XP for Android, and it'll have all the necessary download links to the files which I'll upload. Once you've gone ahead and done that, you simply need to go to this website and download a tool called WinRAR. Now, if you're on Mac OS X or Linux, you can use any generic archive manager. On Mac OS X, it comes with the default archive utility, and I'm not sure about Linux or Windows. However, if you're on Windows, just grab WinRAR. It's a free program, and I'll have a link in the description. You can also download another one called 7-zip, which is also great. Once you visit the site, you should see a link to download it in .tar for Linux, as well as the .msi for Windows. So go ahead and grab the one you need, whether that being 32-bit or 64-bit Windows. Go ahead and download it and install it on your machine. Once you've gone ahead and downloaded that, what you need to do is save all the files into a convenient place. So here I have my HTC Desire folder, and as you can see, I have a folder called Windows XP for Android files. Now you should see these two files which you've downloaded, the Bosch's 2.5.1 APK and the SDL.zip. Now what you want to do is connect your phone, as I mentioned earlier, go to Start, Computer, and find your device's SD card. So here is my HTC Desire over here. If I double click it, and what you want to do is unzip both files to the root directory of the SD card. So as you guys can see, here is the SD card, and do not open any folders. What you want to do is open up the SDL.zip, and once you've opened it in your preferred archive manager, you'll have a folder inside called SDL, and you simply want to drag and drop it onto the root of your SD card. So I've already gone ahead and done that, and you guys can see the SDL folder is there. So here you guys can see SDL, you just want to drag and drop that there, and it'll begin extracting. It is close to 3 gigabytes, so keep that in mind. If you have a small SD card, then this may not work. So in that case, you can try deleting a few files, and that will probably take a little while to download, so keep that in mind. Next, go ahead and copy the Bosch's 2.5 APK and paste it as well to the root of your SD card. So as you guys can see, I have the APK there. And once you've gone ahead and done that, you can unplug your device, and I'll see you guys at the next step. Okay, so once we've gone ahead and transferred the files to our device's SD card, it's time to go ahead and do the fun part, and that's to run Windows XP. Now, keep in mind that I'm going to pause this video, so you're not going to see the whole thing. It does take quite a while just to boot up, and like I said before, this is extremely slow and does kill the battery very quickly. So it's this is simply for proof of concept, and you won't even be able to play Minesweeper or even old retro games. But in future this is still pretty cool, and hopefully one day we'll be able to run more modern operating systems like Windows 7 or Windows 8 or something like that. So what you want to do is go ahead and unlock your device. So I got a bit of a problem over here with my ROM. Alright, so you want to unlock the device, and the first thing that you want to do is go down to your settings. Alright, and once you're in settings, you want to go down and go to security, scroll down, and you want to turn on unknown sources. Now this is so that we can install the APK file which we need to sideload. So that's the Bosch's APK which we copied earlier, and you're going to need to have a file manager for this. Now if you're on a Samsung phone, you should have the My Files app, in which case that should be fine. But if you have a device that doesn't have a file manager built in, like my device over here, then simply go out to the Play Store. Alright, and once you're on the Play Store, go to the search and search for ES. Alright, go ahead and search that, and you should see this one here, ES File Explorer. I'll have a link down below, and you want to go ahead and install that. And once you've gone ahead and installed it, you want to open up your file manager and scroll down, and you'll see the Bosch's APK. Go ahead and select that and hit next and install. Alright, so it's going to go ahead and install Bosch's on the device, and once it's done, you just want to hit done, go back, close out of the file manager. And for optimum results, you can overclock your phone. You can even use a custom kernel or custom ROM for optimum performance, but this will work on unrooted phones on stock ROMs. So once you go onto your app drawer, you should see a new icon right up here that says Bosch's. You just want to open that up, and there's no configuration needed because we copied the files already. So it's going to read from the SD card, and it's going to attempt to boot Windows XP. So it's booting up and booting from hard disk. So you guys can see the flashing light, and it is beginning to load Windows XP. So I will now pause this part of the video and come back once it's booting up. Okay, so Windows XP is just booting up. It did take probably about a minute or 2 minutes for me to get it to start, but you should see this loading screen, and it is loading Windows XP. So you guys can see this is a legit operating system. It is fully working, so it will take a fair bit of time from now. I just wanted to show you guys that it's actually booting. So just hit the back key, and you guys can see the little loading bar there, and it's moving extremely slow. So I'm going to pause this part of the video and again come back once it's gone ahead and fully booted up. Okay guys, so just a quick update. So it's booting up a little bit. You had the mouse for a little bit and then the time thing. So it's still loading, and it says Windows is starting up. So you guys can see that it is booting up. So I'm now going to quickly come back once it is on the desktop. Okay, so Windows XP has booted up, and as you guys can see, it is at the desktop and everything is working. Well, extremely slow. Just here I've tried to press the start menu and it's still not responding. So it just goes to show that this is still very slow. Of course, results may vary. I'm doing this on a 512 megabyte 1.3 gigahertz overclocked HTC Desire running on the latest Beanstalk custom ROM on 4.4.4 KitKat with a swap partition and overclock enabled with a custom kernel. However, this may work better on newer devices, but nevertheless, it's still very interesting in my opinion how a complete desktop operating system is able to be ran on a single Android device, and just goes to show the versatility of the Android OS and other implementations that may be possible in future. So that's all for this video, guys. I hope it helped you out. Thanks for watching, and ultimately, have a nice day.